down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Bang, bang. What up? This is your boy, the Savvy, Steve VanCauwenbergh, the Savvy Landlord, doing something. It's been way too long. And I could speak for days of all the madness that has gone on in my life. And I don't know if it's interesting. But what's thing that's interesting, it's been about a month since I dropped the podcast, and I have a few friends. I thought I'd have more, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. But I'm back at it, slow and steady, or trying, and I'm going to go through all the madness that has been gone through my life that set me off. So what happened to the podcast? Well, I don't want to give no glory to the Satan, but what happened, I worked these last 3 podcasts. I had this young buck call me up and challenge me and says, I can't make money. And I said, oh, shucks, I make money every day. I'm going to show you how to make money. So I just got this dude in my office, and I taught him how to design stuff online through a virtual assistant, get it on a printable, and start making money. Today, that shirt that I put on Facebook, I am making money. I got my first check the other day, $6. Somebody bought my shirt, but it didn't cost no money. It says Oklahoma, OKLA, and it says home on the bottom. Yep, somebody out there represents your boy, and I made $6, and it didn't cost me nothing. It cost me little, but time, but knowledge, and that's what happened. So I spent a lot of time, about 10 hours invested in this young buck, and then I got these podcasts, and I put them online, and they didn't post. I didn't see them on Facebook, and I didn't see them on iTunes, and I was like, wow, I'm putting all this time and all this energy, and I felt like, so I emailed my host, and I'm like, my podcasts are not posting. What's the deal? And then I just fell off the edge. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not easy out here grinding it out each and every day, trying to be tippity top. And, you get hard with some problems. Someone steals something from you. Some worker don't show up, and some bank denies you, and you just get frustrated. And so I wasn't really motivated. And then, I got to give love to some folks that said, man, thanks for the podcast. Some dude told me that he's listened to every single podcast. It's changed his life. And I was like, whoa, I need to get back up on this deal. But I didn't have time. I was so busy in the trenches dying. I didn't have time to log into my hosting account and figure out. And what I thought happened is, like, y'all know I'm not a big fan of Apple. I don't like it. When I sold my DJ company, we spent thousands of dollars with iTunes buying music. And when I sold that, I dropped it on them. I'm like, there's my there's my iTunes account. Peace out. And so when I was trying to figure it out, I thought that I couldn't get and this is the test. So hopefully this will get back up online. But since I do not have a iTunes account, that's why I thought that Apple kicked me off. And so that's what's been going on. That's why the podcast hasn't been jumping. I haven't been really motivated, but I have been reading a lot of books, and I have been studying and trying to become better. So that's trenches number 1. What happened? Trenches number 2, I've been reading. You should read. I read this book right now called The Pocket Mentor. It's off the chain. It's a book about a guy that started as an entrepreneur and rose up and made a multi-million-dollar company selling grills. I'm talking about like the grills in the backyard. And I was like, wow. And I randomly got this book, and I Googled the dude up, and I went to his website. The dude's still alive. He's a real deal entrepreneur, and it just motivated me. It's called The Pocket Mentor, just to see the rise. He came up, and he's still up. He had to buy out his partner. He has 2 manufacturing facilities. And it's just awesome to remind myself to stick to the grind, that you just keep on going and keep going. And it was just good. If you're a real entrepreneur, other entrepreneurs motivate you. A lot of weak people out there, that dude's going to steal my ideas, or I can't help it. No, that's not how. The real deal entrepreneur has no fear. Okay. To be a real deal entrepreneur, they would miss a meal and buy some new shirts and go print them. That's what they do. They figure it out. Their computer breaks, and they just say, wow, that's 2 G's, and they just take it. Okay. That's what a real entrepreneur does. And when you read about another entrepreneur that's been dying and rose up, it was bomb. Number 3, Man, I had to blast the bank. Seriously, I am against burning bridges. Like, seriously, I will bow out. I had to fire somebody last week. I actually, my pastor told me a long time ago, you rise above the fringe. If you should do this, you should go above and beyond. And I've learned that. And it's always, this dude stole from me and it hurt me. And, I overpaid this dude one time. And just like this dude, I hired this guy to be a sales guy for another business that I own. And I said, today's Monday, today's payday. Are you worth the $400 I'm going to pay you? And he looked at me and he said, no, I'm not. So I fired him and I gave him $500. I gave him more than he asked, so he can never complain, never say that VanCauwenbergh did him wrong. So that was one thing. Now, from that process, I had a bank. I don't want to burn people. Well, this bank and some other realtor tried to make this happen, and it was just not going well. I was too laid back. I was just like, yeah, man, this is kind of interesting that how this deal goes down. So I was in the process of buying this building, $500,000 transaction, and the bank tried to force my hand at the last minute to take these terms that we didn't talk about on the phone. And I asked him several times, I'm like, yo, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, sir, what's the terms? And he would not get with me to the last moment. And it blew my mind. And I borrowed some private money, and this history, and that's what I've been working on. And that's big GOD. I can go into that transaction if you want me to go into that. I don't need another building. And it was just amazing. I've been working on number 5. I've been working on entrepreneur endeavors. Real estate hasn't been going down the way I needed to go down. So I have tried to create my own income through other partnerships with people, growing with people, and just try to band together. And if we all grow together, life will be much better. So another thing that I learned just recently, I was at church and a girl was speaking on stage and she said, "You're not alone." And I'm like, I'm not alone. Not only because of Jesus, because of homeboys and entrepreneurs and people that are trying to ground. You're not alone. And I think that what happens is Satan tries to attack us all because we're doing our own gift and we're sitting on the sidelines. Oh, woe is me. I can't do it. I don't know how to print a T-shirt. I don't know how to get it online. I don't know how to hire a VA, but someone does. And someone you do know, they know how to do it. Like, I was looking at my homeboy stuff the other day and he had just off the chain videos. I'm like, how'd you get these? Oh, I got this friend. And he's not alone. There's people in your life that want to be a part of your life. You're not alone. If you just came to know Christ and you're not alone. You got churches. Doesn't matter what denomination you're from. You're not alone. If you're into hip hop, you're not alone. If you're into chess club, you're not alone. If you into the grind and the hustle, that's your boy me, VanCauwenbergh. I'm on your team. You need to text me and say, yo, what happened to the podcast, VC? Can I come and help you? Can I give you an idea? I was alone and I needed you and you weren't out there. You heard me right now. I'm so full of pride. I mean, I thought they're going to burn me at the cross, but I'm telling you, I was a little frustrated, a little depressed, not trying to make it. I've gained about 20 pounds lately. I'm not motivated to go run, and I'm even helping people. I'm even involved, and I'm still not. Why? And I'm trying to figure out why. I know one way how I get out is reading. Another way I get out of this is helping someone else, is serving. But every time I serve somebody, I feel like I'm missing out on something else. That's just a strong man trying to get me. Number 7, get uncomfortable. Bang, bang. I'm telling you right now, I have been so uncomfortable. I want to pee my pants. What are you talking about? Well, so I'm involved in this company, and I guess I'll break that off on another episode. But I'm working with this company. I believe in this company's vision. I have infused a ton of cash into this company. And I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable because I'm not making any money. I'm uncomfortable. I don't see a return. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know how long I can last. But I had to get uncomfortable. I had to fire somebody. And then I had to hire somebody else. And then I had to have faith that what I'm doing is working. And then I had to tell myself, look at myself in the mirror and say, yo, this may not work. And it may not work. Or it may work and it may be big. And so I just keep on moving. And then number 8, I thought I was burned out, but I wasn't burned out. So I'm cleaning up my library at the crib, and I realized I got too many books and I ain't doing it. I came across this book a long time ago. It's called Success Secrets. It's out of print, but you can find it. I looked it up on Amazon for $6 for Merle Douglas. And it's called The Common Sense Guide to Lifelong Achievement. Man, there's so many great books out there. Jim Rohn, this dude. And so section 113, chapter 113, burnout symptoms. Have you ever noticed the label on a spray can? It says caution, contents under pressure. Many of us are like that. There's a lot of pressure on the inside. We sometimes feel like we're going to explode. We have fatigue, boredom, depression, cynical, irritable, impatient, maybe even paranoid. Man, all these symptoms I've had at one time in my lifetime. Yep, there's no particular problem or crisis we can point to. This negative feelings may be due to burned out. Maybe that's you. Maybe this is the episode for you. Many psychologists describe burnout as fatigue or frustration brought about a devotion to a cause, a way of life, or a relationship that has failed to produce the expected reward. Bam! It's like the Bible. I had these expected results of being I turned 45 at the end of the month. I thought I was going to be worth 10 million and I didn't hit it. Maybe it was an expected reward that didn't happen. Why do I feel this way? People look at me, man, VanCauwenbergh, you killing it. You know, what's killing it? What's your why? One thing I just read recently said, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? The podcasts make me happy. Making an impact in people's life makes me happy. See, Satan tried to get me. It didn't post on YouTube or whatever. But see, I do the thing. That's what I learned this week. It said, do the things that make you happy. Designing cards for people makes you happy. For me, making transactions make me happy. I got to do more transactions. But what makes you happy? So I'm going to reread this. I'm going to keep it going. We got one more page here. It says, many psychologists describe burnout and fatigue or frustration brought about by devotion to a cause, maybe ministry, maybe a way of life. Maybe you had an altering example, a divorce or something, or a relationship that failed that produced expected reward. That's a lot of things that burn people out. The main thing that all emphasize is that something must be done, boom, sooner than later. Believe it or not, more work can help you, not hurt you. Instead of quitting your job, you might just add another one. That's challenging and enjoyable. Moonlighting can lift your spirits and give you a fresh perspective. Just like you were about to sell a company and you come back and you added 2 more companies. And you like, what was I thinking? I want to get out of this deal. But you added a derivative. You added a separate thing that could help you. Vigorous exercise. That's me. When I read this, I was like, I'm going to talk about this. Vigorous exercise can help overcome the symptoms of burnout. I'm telling you, I learned on church on Sunday, it said dopamine. When you work out, you get dopamine. When you accomplish something, get dopamine. I read in another book the other day, it said you should wake up and make your bed because then you feel accomplished. You got something done right out the gate and the dopamine is coming. You hear me? Dopamine. Vicious exercise can help you overcome the symptoms of burnout. You get dopamine. Exercise can nourish the body and soul. Your overall fitness will increase and your body chemistry will improve. More and more people are turning to rigorous exercise programs to help readjust themselves. Altering your daily routine is also a good idea. Man, so true. Maybe get a coach in your life for a significant purpose. It might trigger you. You might need to go to learn a new hobby like RC cars. Figure something out. Like go listen to country music for one day. I don't know. Then you probably kill yourself, but don't worry about that. But even something as simple as driving a new route to work, changing your lunch, or something I thought about the other day is like go test drive a Porsche. Go test drive a car. Now, somebody may punk you, but maybe drive a truck. Get something different going on. Learning to relax is essential. I'm telling you, I learned this real fast. I used to work grinded out 16-hour days. Sometimes I'm just got to shut it down. When 3 o'clock hits, I'm out. Yep, people blowing me up, trying to call me. I won't call you back. Sorry. It's the children. That's what I got going on. That's all I got to do. Yeah, I know I lose money every day because I'm always doing something else with my children, but that's just how it is. Burnout victims usually feel uptight most of the time. I don't want to hang around with that dude. You might try deep muscle relaxation techniques or try changing the way you see yourself in relation to your world. Yeah, I see people think I'm balling, but I'm looking at myself like I'm not hitting my goals that I want to hit. So you might get new friends. Learning to say no, both to yourself and others, will probably help. I learned that the hard way. You got to say no. I know sometimes you got to sell out because you need the cash, but sometimes saying no can make you more money. I learned this the so hard way. I used to own a DJ company. I was always desperate. I was like, man, I need to get that gig. If I don't get that gig, I can't pay the bills. Soon as I sold it, I was charging $600 for a wedding. I was living large, making 6 bills, having a good day. Soon as I sold that company, dude charges $1,000. Now he makes $10,000 a month. Just like that. It's happened to me. I had an Airbnb in Florida. I was so insecure, man. We gonna undercut everybody, and we gonna rent it out for $225 a day. Wow, that's expensive. As soon as I sold that property, dude selling it $500 a day to $350 a day rental. Wow, double me, and because I gotta change the way I'm learning to say no to the cheapness, and only hire the best. You don't have to respond to every demand or pursue every opportunity. I know that somebody needs to hear that one more time. You don't have to respond to every demand or purpose or pursue every opportunity. Sometimes you got to say no. All right, we're going to finish with this. The point is, there are quite a few things you can do to counter burnout. All of them can be beneficial. You don't have to be the victim. Making even one small change can create significant improvement in your mental well-being. Hopefully that's good. Much love.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook, and always be buying assets.